a suit. Stacy Dash, most of these girls ain't got a clue. All of these hoes I made on records I produce. I might take all my exes and put on.
Hello and welcome to UW Gaming. I am Dub, and this is the start of the Georgia Southern Dynasty on NCAA 14. Here is the setup for my coach. As you can see, I use Oregon's offense, and for defense, I am partial to the 4-2-5, as it gives you a great run defense no matter the caliber of your players. My settings are Heisman, a 5-minute quarter length, and 0 speed threshold. I always give my coach 3 coach points to start any dynasty, just so I am able to fully scout in the preseason. Here is how I set up the conferences. Here's the ACC, with the biggest change being Maryland being replaced by Louisville. Next is the American Conference, where there are quite a few additions, with ECU, Tulane, Tulsa, and Navy, with Louisville, of course, going to the ACC. The Big Ten gained 2 teams in Maryland and Rutgers, changing the leaders and the legends to the East and West, respectively. No changes in the Big 12. The CUSA gain Old Dominion, Western Kentucky, and Charlotte, creating a 14-team conference, and I replaced New Mexico State with Charlotte in the game. There are only 4 schools left independent, with Army, BYU, Notre Dame, and UMass. The only change in the MAC was UMass leaving to become independent. No changes in the Mountain West, Pac-12, or SEC, the final change being Georgia Southern replacing Idaho in the game and joining the Sun Belt. We'll go ahead and choose Georgia Southern and hop right into this. First, I will add Georgia as a pipeline state and start recruiting. I always make sure to turn off recruiting assistance. Okay, I've skipped ahead a bit and will now run through some of these recruits. First up, we have Steven Wilson, a cornerback, 6 foot 171. Huge improvement upon scouting with an 8-point increase. Really excited. Shane Hampton, tight end, 6 foot 6, 246, a 5-point improvement upon scouting. This guy looks like he's going to step in and start. Chuck Workman, guard, 6'7", 293. I am really excited about this guy. I am currently first on his list and hope to remain there. I will be recruiting him hard this season, making sure that I land that guard. I need a good offensive line. Steve Ellis, tight end, 6'7", 246. Regardless of his low overall, I am excited about him. In my view, the taller the better, and looking at his stats, I don't really see a downside for him, taking into account the way I play. His catching is great for an incoming freshman, and his speed isn't terrible either. Run block is a couple points lower than I would like to see, but for me, his height, route running, and catching make up for that. Antonio Whitworth, athlete, 5'10", 170. With his height not being what I'm looking for in a DB, I will most likely be placing him at running back. And the last guy we're going to take an in-depth look at is Ben Rice. He's an athlete, 6'5", 249. Although he is listed as an athlete, looking at his size and stats, I see him being a tight end. And these next few guys here, these are just kind of to round out my top 18 recruits, and this will be the 18 that we go into the season with. We have Joe Bentley, guard, 6'5", 279. Ryan Parrish, free safety, 6'2", 200. AJ Mosley, D-end, 6'1", 220. Lance Woods, a wide receiver, 6'1", 193. Kawiki Jones, wide receiver, 5'11", 194. Willie McCoy, a corner, 5'11", 163. Anthony Roberts, another corner, 5'11", 174. Ken Wilson, wide receiver, 6'3", 180. Wes Jackson, another corner, 6'2", 180. Kent Williams, free safety, 6 foot, 198. Tyrone Ward, D tackle, 6'3", 282. And rounding off the 18, Blake Adams, wide receiver, 6'2", 179. I made no changes to red shirts or depth chart, so let's get right into the schedule. Week 1, I always start off with an FCS school, so we have FCS Southeast. Week 2, we have our first bye, followed by number 22 Syracuse in Week 3, and number 23 Wazoo, Week 4. Week 5 is our second bye week before a tough home game Week 6 against Florida State. Week 7, we start conference play with South Alabama, followed by Troy in Week 8. We have our final bye, Week 9. Then we have 4 of our last 5 conference games against Louisiana Lafayette Week 10, rival Georgia State Week 11, Louisiana Monroe Week 12, and Texas State Week 13. Week 14 is the biggest test of the season when we take on the Georgia Bulldogs in Sanford Stadium. Then Week 15, we finish up the season with our final conference game against Arkansas State. And with that, we can start the season. Week 1 recruiting and game will be next episode. Make sure you like and subscribe and turn on the bell so you can be notified when the next episode is out. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Y'all know I don't follow suit. Stacy Dash, most of these girls ain't got